Hey everyone, welcome back to Fuzzy Logic Lectures. We were learning about fussification methods for the last two videos, and so far we learned the methods of intuition, inference, and rank ordering. In this video, we will learn about the next method, that is neural networks. Now, this is a very vast topic and requires some prerequisites to understand the lecture. So I suggest everyone to pause the video here and watch the videos 1, 6, 9, 11, 12 and 13 of our artificial neural network series. I know that these videos contribute to around 1 hour of learning, but without them you won't understand the meaning of equations I am going to use in this lecture. So, if you are really interested to learn the theory behind this method, please watch these lectures. Or, if you are short on time, simply follow the steps used in this lecture and you can get marks in an exam. So, let's start our lecture. I hope everyone has watched the prerequisite videos for thorough understanding of this lecture. Okay, so here is how I have designed this lecture. First, we will see a very brief overview of how neural networks are trained and how this method can be used to get membership values. Then, we will see a solved example to see how training is done mathematically. Consider a Cartesian space x1, x2, and we have two regions R1 and R2 in this space. Now there are many points in this x1 x2 space. Let us consider one such point. As you can clearly see, this point lies in the region R1. So the membership value of this point in the region R1 is 1 and the membership value of that same point in the region R2 is 0. Similarly, we will classify all other points and assign their membership value as 1 in the fuzzy set they belong to. Next, we will create a neural network and train it with our existing data points until it classifies the existing data points correctly into R1 or R2. Once the neural network is fully trained, we can check its performance by a checking data set whose input output relation is known to us. If it passes the check, we can then use the trained neural network for assigning membership values of unknown data points in the fuzzy set R1 or R2. For example, let us say we have a point here. Consider this as a 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter square. Then the coordinates of our new point will be 0.8 and 0.4. That is, x1 is 0.8 and x2 is 0.4. If we feed this data into our trained network, then it may give an output like R1 equal to 0.1 and R2 equal to 0.9. That is, mu R1 of that point x is equal to 0.1 and mu R2 of that point x is equal to 0.9. This makes sense as the data point is very close to set R2 and therefore mu R2 is equal to 0.9, right? Now to demonstrate this using an example, let us use a neural network. Consider a 2 into 3 into 3 into 2 network. That is, there are 2 neurons in layer 0, 3 neurons in layer 1, 3 neurons in layer 2 and so on. Now, through lectures 11 to 13 of Artificial Neural Network playlist, we learned that the updated weights for a output layer is given by wkj of n plus 1 is equal to wkj of n plus delta wkj of n. Also, note the convention used here. Wkj represents the weight between jth input neuron and kth output neuron. Okay. Here delta Wkj is given by delta Wkj is equal to minus eta into dou k of n into xj of n, and dou k of n is equal to ek of n into phi dash vk of n when k is an output neuron. But when k is a hidden neuron and O is the output layer or next hidden layer that is connected to k, then the equation for dou k of n changes. Dou k of n is now equal to phi dash vk of n into sigma dou O of n into wok of n. Now I understand that I have put out a lot of equations here. So please watch through lectures 11 to 13 of our artificial neural network to understand them properly. To explain all of them here is beyond the scope of this video. Okay, so let's start. We will first find the coordinates of our existing data points and classify them into either region R1 or R2. You can see that points 1, 2 and 3 belongs to region R1. So their membership value in R1 is 1 and their membership value in R2 is 0. Similarly, points 4, 5, 6 and 7 belongs to the region R2. So their membership value is 1 in region R2 and 0 in region R1. Next, let us initialize the weights like this. These are randomly chosen values. You can use any other values if you want. Also, let us use sigmoid function as our activation function. So, phi of v is equal to 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v. And we will define the output of the 9th neuron as the membership value in R1 and as the output of 10th neuron as the membership value in R2. Now let us start calculating the outputs of each neuron when coordinates of first data point is given as input. Here neuron 1 and neuron 2 are input nodes, meaning their output is same as the inputs. Therefore output of neuron 1, which is y1, is simply equal to x1, which is 0.2, because x1 is 0.2 in the first data set. Similarly, y2 is equal to x2, which is equal to 0.4. Coming to the output of third neuron, we have y3 is equal to phi of sigma wkj into xj, and since here k is 3, we have phi of sigma w3j into xj. Now sigma w3j into xj is equal to w31 into x1 plus w32 into x2, because only neuron 1 and neuron 2 provides input to neuron 3. So calculating the output, w31 is equal to 0.5. So we have 0.5 into x1. x1 is the input from neuron 1, which is equal to 0.2. So 0.2 plus w32 is equal to 0.4. So 0.4 into x2, which is the output from neuron 2, that is equal to y2. So 0.4 again. And this is equal to 1.16. So y3 is equal to phi of 1.16, which is equal to 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus 1.16, which is equal to 0.7613. Similarly, we get y4 is equal to phi of sigma w4j into xj, which is equal to phi of 0.1 into 0.2 plus 0.2 into 0.4, which is equal to phi of 0.1, which is equal to 0.525. Similarly, you can get y5 equal to phi of sigma w5j into xj, which is equal to phi of 0.2, which is equal to 0.5498. Now, to find the output of neuron 6, we need to find sigma w6j into yj, which is equal to w63 into y3 plus w64 into y4 plus w65 into y5, which is equal to 0.5573. Therefore, y6 equal to phi of 0.5573, which is equal to 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus 0.5573 or 0.6358. Similarly, you will find sigma w7j into yj equal to 0.5809 and y7 equal to 0.6413. Sigma w8j into yj equal to 0.5990 and y8 equal to 0.6454. Now, coming to the output of neuron 9, we will calculate sigma w9j into yj, which is equal to w96 into y6 plus w97 into y7 plus w98 into y8, which is equal to 0.6411. So y9 is equal to phi of 0.6411, which is equal to 0.6550. In similar fashion, we will get y10 also. Sigma w10j into yj is equal to 0.6412 and y10 is equal to 0.6550. Now we know that the coordinates 0.2, 0.4 lies in the region R1. So the desired response for y9, which is equal to d9, is 1, and the desired response for y10, which is equal to d10, is equal to 0. That is, we should have ideally got the output of neuron 9 as 1 because 0.1 lies in the region R1 only and not in R2. So the desired output of neuron 10 is 0. As there is difference in the calculated value and desired value, we need to update the weights using the method of backpropagation. Let us first update the weights of links connected to the output neurons. Since we are dealing with output neurons, we have delta wkj of n is equal to eta into dou k of n into yj of n where dou k of n is equal to ek of n into phi dash vk of n. Also here k is equal to 9 and 10 and j is equal to 6, 7 and 8. Now initially we have defined phi of v is equal to 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v. Therefore phi dash v is equal to d by dv of 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v, which is equal to e raised to minus v by 1 plus e raised to minus v the whole square. This can be rewritten as 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v into 1 minus 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v. And we know that 1 by 1 plus e raised to minus v is equal to phi of v. So this can be again written as phi of v into 1 minus phi of v. But we also know that y is equal to phi of v, or more specifically yk is equal to phi of vk. Therefore we can write phi dash vk is equal to phi of vk into 1 minus phi of vk, which is equal to yk into 1 minus yk. So let us write down delta wkj of n again. This is equal to eta into dou k of n, and we know that dou k of n is ek of n, and error is the difference between desired value and actual output. So we can write dk minus yk into phi dash vk, which is equal to yk into 1 minus yk. So yk into 1 minus yk. So we covered the term dou k of n. Now we also have yj of n in the equation. So into yj of n. Let us fix the value of eta equal to 0.3 for this problem. So delta W96 is equal to 0.3 into desired output value of neuron 9 is 1 for the first problem set. So 1 minus actual value, which is 0.6550 into again yk, which is 0.6550 into 1 minus 0.6550 into yj, and j is 6 here, so y6, which is 0.6358, and this calculates to 0.07796. Therefore W96 of n plus 1, that is the value of W96 in the next iteration, is equal to W96 of n plus delta W96 of n, which is equal to 0.3 plus 0.07796, which is equal to 0.37796. Okay. Similarly, delta W97 is equal to 0.01499, and W97 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.36499, and delta W98 is equal to 0.01509, and W98 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.36509. Now coming to delta W 10 6 of n is equal to eta, which is 0.3, into desired value of output neuron 10, which is 0, minus actual value of output neuron 10, which is 0.6550, into 0.6550 into 1 minus 0.6550 into y6, which is 0.6358, which is equal to minus 0.02823. Therefore, W 10 6 of n plus 1 is equal to W 10 6 of n plus delta W 10 6 of n, which is 0.25 plus minus 0.02823, which is equal to 0.22176. Similarly, delta W 10 7 is equal to minus 0.02847. W 10 7 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.42152, and delta W 10 8 of n is equal to minus 0.02865, and W 10 8 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.27134. So we have updated all the weights between layer 2 and layer 3. Next, we have to update the weights between layer 1 and layer 2. In this case, since layer 2 has hidden neurons, we have delta Wkj of n is equal to eta into dou k of n into yj of n, where dou k of n is equal to phi dash vk of n into sigma dou o of n into wok of n, where j is equal to 3, 4, 5, k is equal to 6, 7, 8, and O is equal to 9 and 10. Therefore, dou 6 of n is equal to y6 of n into 1 minus y6 of n into dou 9 of n into w96 of n plus dou 10 of n into w106 of n. And since 9 and 10 are output neurons, we have dou O of n is equal to EO of n into phi dash VO of n, which is equal to DO of n minus YO of n into YO of n into 1 minus YO of n. So dou 9 of n is equal to 1 minus 0.6550 into 0.6550 into 1 minus 0.6550, which is equal to 0.07796. Similarly, dou 10 of n is equal to 0 minus 0.6550 into 0.6550 into 1 minus 0.6550, which is equal to minus 0.14801. Therefore, calculating the value of dou 6 of n, we have 0.6358 into 1 minus 0.6358 into 0.07796 into 0.3 plus minus 0.14801 into 0.25, which is equal to minus 0.003152. Therefore, delta W63 of n is equal to 0.3 into minus 0.003152 into 0.7613, which is minus 0.00072. So we can write W63 of n plus 1 is equal to W63 of n plus delta W63 of n, which is equal to 0.1 minus 0.00072, which is equal to 0.099279. Similarly, delta W64 of n is equal to eta into dou 6 of y4 is equal to 0.3 into minus 0.03152 into 0.525, which is equal to minus 0.0004965. Therefore, W64 into n plus 1 is equal to 0.549503. Also, delta W65 of n is equal to minus 0.00051998, and W65 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.34948. Now, to find the updated values of W73, W74 and W75, we need to find dou 7, which is equal to y7 into 1 minus y7 into dou 9 into W97 plus dou 10 into W107, which is equal to minus 0.0090446. So W73 is equal to minus 0.002065, and W73 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.197934. W74 is equal to minus 0.001424, and W74 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.448575, and delta W75 is equal to minus 0.0014918, and W75 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.348508. Similarly, we have to calculate dou 8, which is equal to y8 into 1 minus y8 into dou 9 into W98 plus dou 10 into W108, which is equal to minus 0.00391,737. Therefore, W83 is equal to minus 0.00089,468, and W83 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.249105. Similarly, delta W84 of n is equal to minus 0.00061,698, and W84 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.149383, and delta W85 of n is equal to minus 0.00064613, and W85 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.599353. Now let's calculate the weights between layer 0 and layer 1. For that, we know delta Wkj is equal to eta into dou k into yj, where dou k is equal to phi dash vk into sigma o of dou o of n into w ok of n, where j is equal to 1, 2, k is equal to 3, 4, 5, and o is equal to 6, 7, 8. So dou 3 is equal to y3 into 1 minus y3 into dou 6 into w63 plus dou 7 into w73 plus dou 8 into w83, which is equal to 0.7613 into 1 minus 0.7613 plus minus 0.003152 into 0.1 plus minus 0.009046 into 0.2 plus minus 0.00391,737 into 0.025, which is equal to 0.000563,968. Therefore, delta W31 is equal to 0.3 into minus 0.000563968 into 0.2, which is equal to minus 3.38381 into 10 raised to minus 5. Sorry, here also I missed a minus. Okay, this gives us W31 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.499961. Okay, similarly, delta W32 is equal to 0.3 into minus 0.000563968 into 0.4, which is equal to minus 6.76762 into 10 raised to minus 5, which means W32 of n plus 1 is equal to 0.39993232. Similarly, we can calculate dou 4 is equal to minus 0.00159382 and delta W41 equal to minus 9.56294 into 10 raised to minus 5, which gives W41 of n plus 1 equal to 0.099943. Similarly, delta W42 equal to minus 1.91258 into 10 raised to minus 5, which implies W42 of n plus 1 equal to 0.199808. Next, DO5 is equal to minus 0.00163.839. Therefore, delta W51 is equal to minus 9.830352 into 10 raised to minus 5, which implies W51 of n plus 1 equal to 0.59990169. Similarly, delta W52 of n is equal to minus 1.96607 into 10 raised to minus 4, or W52 of n plus 1 equal to 0.19980339. So the updated weights after first iteration are these. Next, we will repeat the steps 2 to 4 using the second input pattern and update the weights again. This process is repeated until we cover all the input patterns first. After that, a test data point is used as input to see how well the neural network classifies it. If the neural network is performing satisfactorily, then it can be used to find the membership of any data points in the fuzzy sets R1 and R2. So this is the method of using neural networks to assign membership values to fuzzy variables. That's all for this lecture. In the next video, we will learn about the next method for value assignments, which is genetic algorithms. If you have any doubt in this lecture, please feel free to ask them in the comments. Either me or some other viewer will surely help you out. Also, if you found this lecture useful, please like the video and support us by subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching Topperly and have a great day.